Welcome back. Now that the weather has allowed high school track season to kick into gear, it is no surprise that the region's best have started to put up some impressive numbers on the track and also in the field. So for an update on the performances worthy of platinum status, let's bring in Alex Heinert. And Alex, you have big news on the platinum front this week. What is it?
Yes, indeed, Kelly. Before we get to that, though, a history lesson for you. We started the Platinum Awards back in 2015, and over the last 3+ track seasons, we've seen platinum records set and reset on a number of occasions, and most of the events on the girls' side. In fact, only 2 girls' records from the inaugural platinum season are still intact. Macy Hines' 2:11 19:800 and Dakota Woods' 14:54 100-meter hurdle mark, and that is it. On the boys' side, though, 2015 was an especially prolific year as 8 records were established that hadn't been touched in the subsequent seasons after. However, 2018 is already shaping up to be special. We saw Sage Hagen break one of those 2015 boys platinum records in the triple jump a month ago. And last night we had our second 2015 marker this spring go down. Bismarck Century's Levi Rocky would put up a discus toss of 178 feet 6 inches at the Bismarck Twilight Meet on Tuesday to overtake Chandler Nelson of Mitchell's old mark of 178.1 from 3 years ago. That throw by Rocky, who by the way, the defending state champ in the disc and the shot in Class A in North Dakota, that puts him 5th on Century's all-time list. He's just 6 feet away from moving into the top spot in Patriot history, and if he does that, he would also enter the top 10 in the all-time ranks in North Dakota. Well done, Levi Rocky. A great accomplishment, especially when you consider that it is still only April, Kelly.
Oh. That's a lot. Great stuff from Levi. And he's committed to North Dakota State for next season. Obviously a great track program. Mm-hmm. But as we look at the rest of the platinum leaderboard, what's new this week other than that discus record?
Well, almost everything is new this week, Kelly. Let's keep it in the boys' field first, where we've got to give a shout out to Jet Prinz of Webster area. As a sophomore last year, he was a 6-foot high jumper who didn't make the podium at the state track meet. This year, he's got the top high jump mark in the Dakotas right now at 6'7". Another reminder, don't give up if you're not immediately the best at something. Also, how about Class B getting a little love in the long jump? That's a solid 22-foot plus effort from Jorgen Paulson, who is just a freshman this year.
Oh, wow, impressive. Anyways, on to the girls' field now, where 4 more new names have made an appearance. Just records going down.
Yes, that's right. Yes, 4 new athletes to the list this week, but 4 that are awfully familiar if you follow high school athletics. Peyton Burkhardt was everybody's player of the year this winter for South Dakota girls hoops, and she's proven this spring she can throw a little bit too with that 40-foot shot put effort earlier this week in Brookings. From there, we've got a trio of defending state champs making their way onto the leaderboard for the first time this spring, including Shelby Frank and Grace Eminet, the platinum record holders in the discus and the long jump. Carly Herring, the 2017 AA state high jump champ, now 1 inch off the platinum record in that event after tying her PR of 5'7" in Pier back on Thursday.
All right, impressive. But let's move on to the boys' track, where only 2 of the 8 platinum times from last week have stayed the same.
That's right. Yeah, every time from the 100 to the mile got wiped off the board over the past week, with most of the damage coming in Bismarck. Caleb Larson of Legacy gets onto the list in the 200 and the 400, while Evan Seiler of Century is now on top in the mile by 0.08 of a second over Sioux Falls Lincoln's Jack Elliott. It'll be fun to see those two, among others, battle head-to-head next weekend at the Howard Wood Dakota Relays. Props also to Derek Peters for cracking the leaderboard twice this week after a great effort in the 800 and T on Monday. Peters has said he's not an 800 guy, but that 159.24 timing would beg to differ.
That is definitely cruising. Oh my goodness.
Not an 800 guy.
Not an 800 guy. It's fine though. All right, Alex, finally on to the girls' track. There is an 8th grader that is absolutely stealing the headlines this week.
Yes, how about Lauren Merkley of Sioux Falls Lincoln? This past Monday in Brookings, she calmly throws down a 100-meter time of 11.78 seconds. Even when you convert that to 12.04 for FAT purposes, that is still really impressive and would have moved her into the top spot on Lincoln's all-time list. Except a Lincoln school record in a sprint only counts if recorded on an automatic timing system. Jim Jarosky's calling it the Lauren Merkley rule here today. Plus, can you even set a school record if you don't actually attend the school anyway because Lauren is still in middle school? Regardless, expect big things from her as her 8th grade year goes on. Elsewhere, 2 new faces from North Dakota on the board in the distances, with Megan Ford of Jamestown and Rachel Torrey of Central taking over top spots in the mile and the 2 mile, while the Rapid City Hurdle rivalry alive and well again this year, with Emily Nickel and Elizabeth Schaefer holding down the 100s and the 300s. A lot of these marks are really good for this time of year. We've got a couple of big meets on the horizon this weekend, including the Metro Conference meet in Brandon and the Charlie Denton Relays in Bismarck. So expect this list to look a little bit different come next Wednesday, Kelly.
Definitely looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Alex. All right, when we come back, David Brown joins me in studio for another NSIC Spring Football Breakdown. 4 more teams today, but we'll kick it off with Concordia St. Paul and Southwest Minnesota State. That's next when Midco Sports Tonight returns.